What is happening, guys? Hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? There's no feedback, which is kind of weird. Makes it weird to talk to people. Someone leave in the chat if you can hear me. It should be working. Is it working now? Can you hear me? I don't know what these buttons do here. Oh. Monetization on, close, manual. Clicking on a bunch of stuff. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I have a way to check. Yes, you can hear me. What's up, Ryan? I was actually going to ask you to join and chat with me live. It's kind of too late for that now. I have a really hard time staring at the camera since I do it all the time. But there we go. I just posted a ice update for New Hampshire. We got slammed with about 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 inches of rain on Sunday, Monday. Terrible weather, but I drove from Manchester to Littleton, New Hampshire, which is about 90%, 80% of the state. The last town there is Pittsburgh, is pretty big. And I fished on 3 inches or 2 inches of ice, 2.5 inches of clear black ice that was cracking under my feet, and didn't catch anything. And then left that pond and went to another pond. Was not safe. There's plenty of ice, but wasn't safe. Had open water because of any sort of stream, anything that was running into any sort of pond that I was going to fish at. Those streams had open water. It's just there's so much water that came through the state, and I have a little bit of a stuffy nose, so I'm trying not to sound like a stuffy nose. Hopefully, this mic does a pretty good job of doing that. And then I fished past the notch. Fished for a place a little while, and then my camera got blown over in the wind again this year. So that just got the lens luckily just smashed. I do have to review the footage to see if it actually captured. I switched lenses today when I got home. I have to see if that is still working and the microphone still works. Otherwise, I have to deal with the insurance claim again this year. They're eventually going to get mad at me about this kind of stuff. But I go through the Amazon insurance, and I'm in the process of adding a new tripod that doesn't suck to my Amazon shopping account right now. I have to buy some other stuff for business, but I don't want to rush into buying a tripod. Last one I bought $80 when all my stuff was stolen. I didn't need a new tripod. I needed the little foot, and they didn't make the little foot anymore, so I had to buy a whole new tripod, which is $80, and I needed it in a rush because I needed to film. So that's what I've been doing. So I drove like almost 350 miles today. We live from one end of the state to the other and back because my gas tank is almost empty. So that's super exciting. And let me go on Instagram right now and tell everybody that I'm live. I'm actually live a couple minutes early just because I saw a couple people waiting. Let me do a story real quick. We are live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube right now. If you guys want to join, click the link in the description. I just kind of take you right to there. I got rid of my Linktree thing just so you guys don't get so confused and have to hop and skip to find stuff. So right to the live right now on YouTube. Ask me anything you want. All right, there we go. That's done. Where's everybody from? And have you made it out ice fishing this year? We got 4 people on. I was supposed to have a special guest on tonight from Maine, another YouTuber, but unfortunately he has no cell phone service well, very little cell phone service, and he just got power back, so I wasn't gonna bother him. But he's been without power for 4 days almost, so he's got a lot of stuff to catch up on. He was blocked in, couldn't leave his house for a little while, I think. So we know what you caught today. Ryan and I should literally get a CB radio because half the time he's driving somewhere, he doesn't have service, or I don't have service where I'm driving. So pretty aggravating. Get our own like little CB radio station or long distance walkie-talkies, if that's even a thing. Because cell phones suck in anywhere past like Manchester, New Hampshire. Very, very annoying. But we make deal with it. I actually have a satellite texting device that I can use, but Ryan doesn't have one, so I have to do my own stuff on that. And my computer's saying my hard drive is full because I have videos from 2022 on here. But I don't want to delete quite yet. And I usually move my big videos, like my Final Cut videos, that I release in 4K. So if you guys are watching my videos on your phone, thank you. But you should really be watching them on a big screen TV because like all the audio is all synced and it's shot, everything's shot in 4K. I release everything in 4K, the highest resolution, so you guys can actually blow that up on a TV and actually looks nice. That is a lot of extra work. Even the top YouTubers, Jay Siemens and stuff like that, they probably film in 4K, but they don't release in 4K because they usually don't have the best internet. But I do have good internet, so I can release in 4K and make sure I broadcast it in 4K. So watch it on the big screen TV or a tablet or something big. It'll look good. But I've been doing that for the last couple of years now. It just, you need to have a screaming computer to do it. So newbie. It's hard to delete videos. I still have 2 videos. So yeah, Mark, you just missed 2 to 3 inches up north still. There's still some stocked trout ponds that are ice fishable that have 2 to 3 inches of ice on them. It's not the best ice in the world because what happens is that clear black ice gets like permeated by the rain and turns into white ice, and it's just not as strong, which is unfortunate. But that's how it is, unfortunately. I literally can't delete any of this footage here. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys a little sneak peek of next week's video. Let me know in the comments, guys, right now, and girls, if you watch YouTube on Christmas Day. Let me know, because I'm thinking about releasing this video on Christmas Day. That is a wild New Hampshire brook trout. It's going to be part of my thumbnail. So that video is completely edited and uploaded. I have to make a thumbnail for that, which is what I'm working on right now. And I can't, it's like fine tuning the thumbnail, so I can't do that when I'm talking to you guys. I'll 100% mess it up. And I don't want to jinx it. Ryan and I aren't going to talk about what's happening tomorrow, but it's pretty cool stuff if it actually goes well. All right, you'll watch it on Christmas Day. I'm gonna release it on Christmas night. You guys can all get yelled at by your significant others for being on your phone. Yeah, I don't wanna jinx tomorrow. But it's something that I requires the boat. I'll say that because there is no ice. I mean, I drove, like I said, all the way up to Littleton. There could have been stuff in the Berlin, Milan area that was safe. The problem is there's so many ponds that are locked down by fishing game today. I almost fished a trout pond today by accident. There we go. Throw it on the big screen. It's not a very long stuff. Make sure you watch some of my older stuff from last year and the year before we got, last year was crappy ice. The year before that was great ice. Who the hell knows what's going to happen this year. I did talk to a guy from the state DOT last year, actually fished with him, and they do an extended forecast. And he said last year is supposed to be exactly what it was: warm, cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, and just crap. I have not talked to him this year about the extended forecast, but yeah. So we shall see what the forecast is. I'll actually ask him, because him and I were talking in the fall about taking out the boat for a lake or jigging, which I'm currently missing. And at this point, any warm day, I should just take the boat to Sebago, because at this point, January 1st is going to come. The forecast for the next 10 days does not look like anything on Winnipesaukee is going to be frozen. The only thing I can possibly think about for Winnipesaukee is like small marinas and stuff like that might be frozen, but I don't have the financial ability to drive up to the Connecticut lakes or even Dan Hole, not Dan Hole, but Big Diamond and stuff like that, like once a week to go film a video for you guys. It's just way too much. If I knew there was safe ice up there, so if you guys have any details on ice, that'd be great. But driving up there once a week and even staying on the ice once a week is really cumbersome on my family. I still have a kiddo and a wife and a doggo that I have to report back to, and January 1st gets pretty busy for me, and I have some client work this month, or January month, to do. So I'll be bouncing around. Got a bunch of orders out this week. Yeah, who else has made it out ice fishing this year so far? That's what I want to know. Huh. I know Google did that. Yeah, I could go fish in Maine if I knew anywhere in Maine that had safe ice, but they just got pummeled too, besides going up to Canada almost, which I'll be fishing basically in Canada on January 1st, I think. Yeah, you and we talked about that earlier this week, Josh. And for those of you, I think most of you I've talked to before, you guys are on the channel religiously, and I thank you for that, of course. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. A lot of you reached out to my personal Facebook or my Mendit Fishing Facebook. Make sure you comment on my YouTube channel, because that helps me a lot more than commenting personally. Even if it's just saying, like, I'm going to send you a DM personally. Comment on any YouTube channel, any YouTube video, and that helps me out. So do that, because I need to get up higher in the rankings, because if I look at my metrics and stuff like that, YouTube wise, people watching me, and they watch Jay Siemens and Mindak Outdoors and Clayton Schick and like a couple other guys, the top ice fishing guys. So your signals. Hold on, I'm trying to spell something properly. Yeah, but I don't know how many times I've gone. I've at least gone ice fishing once a week since the Sunday after Thanksgiving. That's how many times I've gone. And then like last week, I went 3 or 4 times because I think I went 3 times last week because I knew that rain was coming. It was going to destroy everything. I would love to do the Derby this year. The problem is if I'm going to do the Derby, I'm going to go full out, and it's going to be straight going for the biggest Laker I can possibly catch, which is 2 days or 2.5 days of straight setting big dead bait out or big live bait out. And I don't have the patience for that necessarily. I know where I would go, or I would try for a big burbot, or I would just have fun with it. If my good spot freezes on Winnipesaukee, I'll 100% go. My other choice is to go chase crappie around because I don't mind killing a 17-inch crappie. Just one of them is not a big deal. Yeah, I just so I'm gonna try to do the Derby this year. It's in my calendar with my wife, my financial planner, who I love the most. I think she can hear me through the wall here. And then my plan is to do the Derby this year. I don't know where and what species yet, depending on really how the ice is. We have, a month and a half before the Derby, I think. No, it's February 10, 11 this year. So it's a little earlier date-wise just because they moved it. But yeah, I'm trying to get up there to see Maine Trout Whisperer. Him and I have been talking about doing something. He has a new kiddo as well, so he's pretty busy. And he has a day job and a bait business like I do. So he's pretty busy. I have not talked to Joe Holland yet. I've been meaning to and just haven't got around to it. But Joe's a busy guy. He's also on the Eskimo team as I am. But Joe and I film pretty different content. And my plan was to have Maine Trout Whisperer on the channel doing this live, not tonight, but next Thursday. So I'll see if I can bump people around and do whatever, but we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, so I fish a deep lake with minimal to no structure and a heavy smell population, which makes it very difficult. Looking forward to see more videos. Yeah, the new kiddo definitely keeps me on my toes. Kind of skips all this. Yeah, if you make it up past the Knots this weekend and you fish one of the stock trout ponds, you'll find ice for sure. That'll be better. It's supposed to be really cold tonight and tomorrow night. You'll definitely find some ice. It won't be a waste of time. You might not catch anything, but it won't be a waste of time. Kevin, send me the name and the state that lake is in, and I'll send you some spots. Especially if they have a smelt population. Smelt are pretty predictable in what they do. They do a little bit funky things during the ice fishing season, but I can give you a couple of spots. I was helping out a couple of people about a couple months ago, finding some stuff in open water. So. And for those of you who watch Joe's stuff, he's still filming stuff from last year, I'm guessing, right? Oh yeah, he's still releasing stuff from last year, which I 100% believe in, and I do release a couple of videos from the previous year. I just don't do that. It's kind of like things change from year to year. Sponsors change, so you don't want to have like a video that you can't release different stuff on. You also don't want to confuse your audience about like, oh, this is last year's stuff. I know Jay Siemens and the other guys do it. I think that'll fall off the YouTube scheme at some point, where creators were going to have to start doing stuff that's more relevant. But yeah, if it's just like a bowl of a lake, that can be really difficult. But for those of you who are on, we got 16 people on. Give me some ideas for content this winter. And so, you know, I'm granted that we have ice. My map and compass skills. I am trying to practice as much as I can. My office is a mess right now. I'd show you my floor, but literally I have a map that I step over every day and I look at it and make sure I'm doing stuff. But I'm trying to focus on the multiple question stuff first, and then I'm going to focus on that once the time comes for the next thing. So, but we should talk at some point, figure out when the next thing is. And I'm keeping that what you and I are talking about, I'm keeping the full solution to that private until that comes out officially, or I, pass it basically. That's my goal, at least. Just to don't want to build up hype and then let everybody down, kind of thing. But yeah, we got 16 people on, and I said it shows 16, but I think there's a lot more people on that are watching this after. Yeah, people know some people in the chat know what I'm talking about already, but I'm keeping it private. Thank you, sir. Too warm for what? I've gone, someone just asked me about this pond that's literally on the top of a mountain today. It's like, oh, is there ice there? I'm like, yeah, I ice fished there a month ago. Yeah, historically bad rain. I 100% agree with that. Fly fishing for rainbows and landlocks. So I've thought about starting another channel just for fly fishing because, so we'll just talk about it. So this summer, after my boat got, or actually before my boat got hit by a car, I switched predominantly to lake trout. It's one of the species I love to target, and it's one of the species that I make baits for. That bait side of my business, making baits, is part of my Bend It Fishing channel business. Makes the most amount of money, and I absolutely love to fly fish, but that is just YouTube ad revenue. And if you guys don't watch my videos and don't accidentally purposely click on the ads, I only get paid, I'll tell you right now, view your channel metrics right now. On average, it's for every 1,000 views is between $4 and $8. Like that doesn't even pay for lunch for the day. Like a normal sandwich is like $10 now. So yeah, it's fly fishing content's great if it does really, really well, but it has to do really well. And there's for some reason, some of it does. And last year I released a couple fly fishing videos and they didn't do well. Ads will be running shortly for some viewers. 51 seconds. That's right. I am going to the Connecticut Lakes for the opener. Yes, that's the plan. Unfortunately, I've had like 5 people message me saying they're doing the same thing. And I know it's only 2 ponds that are frozen right now, or 2 lakes. And one of them sucks and the other one's okay. But you can't fish it until after midnight anyways, and there's no burbot in it. So I'm going to figure something out. I might be going out with my buddy Seth. Yeah, I want to see the ice trout videos, lake trout videos too. They won't be coming out until January 3rd, 4th, 5th, because we can't ice fish for lake trout until January 1. What's my favorite bait for white perch on Winnie? It is, I don't have one in front of me. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I got it right here. Thank you. I'll show you. So if you go to my YouTube or Instagram or any of my YouTube videos, down below there's my website, benditfish.com. But this is the bait that I slammed a bunch of white perch on last year. So this is the, it's got dog hair on it because it was on the floor and it's hanging from a piece of line. But this is the 7mm white glow tungsten or natural glow with the 2-inch. This has actually been shortened, 2-inch white paddle tail pin smelt. So this is the exact same size of 85% of the bait in Winnipesaukee. And white perch can't get enough of that freaking thing. And you can tip it with a worm if you want, because it's a single jig hook. But drop that if you see anything on the flash, or even if it's touching bottom like this, drop that down there. They'll come up and swarm the thing. And I only got it on a few schools of white perch last year, just because I was targeting Lakers for the most part. And the problem with targeting white perch and anything over like 20 feet is they get barotrauma. Their blood will come out their gill, not their gills, but their what do you want to call it? Their scales. So it's not really safe to release them. Like I was catching them in like 50 feet of water, and I don't want to eat that many. But they're really, really fun to catch. What other questions you guys got? Early ice, what am I targeting for Lakers? I am anywhere between 25 to 50 feet. Yes, drop a like on the videos. Drop a like and a comment. Go literally just spam comment all my videos and just say hi. I don't care what you say, because all that stuff, thumbs up, all that stuff helps tell YouTube that you like the video, instead of commenting on my personal Facebook page and stuff like that. What's my favorite crappie bait? My favorite crappie bait, I'll show you right there. Well, for summertime, it's these. They don't tend to eat big stuff in the wintertime. They just kind of eat smaller stuff. But I think this is probably a 5mm tungsten. This is from Circle Tackle. Color doesn't really matter. I was using a black one earlier this year before our pickerel decided to rob it. But either a piece of worm off the back of that, the same width as the J, so just like that much, or a maggot, or a little piece of plastic. And that's 6-pound test, 4-pound test, crappie heaven. Best thing to jig for. If you're going for really monsters, you can use big, small tip-up minnows. And jaw jackers work great for them, but yeah, everybody wants to ice fish more this year for sure. It's a little ridiculous. I'm literally taking the bait out, taking my boat out tomorrow in order to get another video for you folks, because things will be frozen tomorrow. I'm gonna actually check the weather for another town that I grew up in here to see if there's going to be ice after Christmas. There should be some ice up there. I should be able to get a crappie video for you folks before the January 1. And I'm trying to front load that, and then I'll release my New Year's video 2 or 3 days after New Year's, depending on how much I edit and how much I film. 10-day extended forecast. I have this cold and it will not go away. I felt like it was gone yesterday, and now I have like a sore throat, mainly because I'm talking and stuff. But very, very annoying. But yeah, Lakers are going to be first ice anywhere between. They can be up to shallowest I've ever caught them on a tip up is 6 feet, and deepest I've caught them in on Winnie is probably 60, but most of the time it's 20 to 35. I'm new to New Hampshire. I only know about saltwater fishing. Are there any clubs or? There's no there's no fishing clubs that I know of. I mean, there is a couple fishing clubs. There's like fish and rod clubs. There's one in New Durham. There's probably another, like you have to join like a fish and game kind of club. But there's no private ones that I know about, like a guy that just wants to go out and fish with a bunch of people. Yeah, you might want to just do a Google search and see if something comes up. New Hampshire also has the Teach Someone to Fish program, which I think is just for kids. I don't know if they teach adults or not. I'd have to look it up. Let me learn to fish NH. It's for anglers 8 and up. Yeah, there's a couple of classes. There's one here. I'll send it to you right now. If anyone wants to learn how to ice fish, this is not for me, obviously, but this is from New Hampshire Fish and Game. I think all their stuff is free, if I was to guess. One is in Enfield, Lancaster, and then Guilford. Thank you. I also plan on releasing a bunch of how-to content about Lakers this year. I released one last year, the year before, that did really well, and people just asking the same questions, like what depth to target in and what kind of do stuff like that. But I want to be more of that style of video content because I can script it. I'm in my old job, which I still do consulting at, I am a teacher. I am a facilitator, so I go into companies and help them out, and I can teach people how to do things and stuff. That's what I'm good at. I don't have the crazy, like, let's go do challenges and run across the ice and do stupid things. That's not my style of channel. Someone knew the channel, but great content. I'd love to see more Northern Pike content during the ice fishing season. I have 2 Northern Pike videos on my whole channel, and both of them did poorly. Actually, one of them did poorly a couple years ago. That was actually in New Hampshire. But you can search for Pike in New Hampshire and check that out. But we don't have a lot of pike in New Hampshire. We have 3 or 4 ponds that have pike in them, and then the Connecticut River system, which is really hard to ice fish, especially like these years. It's kind of crazy. So I will try to get a pike video. I've really known ice fishing and watched your rainbow trout video that you posted recently. And I know that, like, you went to. I have never seen smallmouth in that particular lake you posted. I've never seen smallmouth in there. If I was to target smallmouth in there, I would literally go during the summertime and look for some sort of rock pile, because I've never seen them in there, and they would be on that rock pile. We can do a lake trout showdown on Champlain. That'd be fun. Woods and Weeds just hop into the chat. That's my cousin. He was on last week's live stream. I was going to invite him tonight, but I didn't. Like, in order to set up a live with somebody else, I have to like set up a meeting and then broadcast it. And then next week, I'll hopefully have either Precision Angling on or Maine Trout Whisperer on, 2 Maine YouTubers, to get them involved. Yeah, Connecticut lakes are going to be probably very busy. Are we doing any fly fishing on the open? I will not be doing any fly fishing. All those rivers just get freaking blown the hell out. Yeah, I won't be doing any fly fishing. I won't be doing any fly fishing. I know all the 3 river systems were trashed, and they keep sending emails about it. There's a guy named Ryan Hall on YouTube for weather, and he usually is right on. He says that there will be a switch on winter after the 1st. Hoping he's right. I'm hoping he's right. If you guys don't know, my viewers or my view count like literally triples during the ice fishing season. So that's my niche on YouTube is ice fishing content. Because if you look at ice fishing content on YouTube for people that have religious weekly channels, there's only like 15 or 16 of us. There's Clayton Schick, Jay Siemens, Mindak, TJ's Guide Service, Wisconsin Fisherman. Like there's a top 15 of them. Joe Holland, Precision Angling he's part-time or does it shortly. Same with Maine Trout Whisperer. He's only, he's just a busy guy. He's not full-time on it. So that's just not a bunch of people out there doing it. I'm actually driving anyways. Caught out there summertime. Hey, if you caught smallies out there, I 100% believe you. I've just never seen them on LiveScope. Actually, you know what? I probably saw one on LiveScope earlier this year. It was a fat blob. I just thought it was a fat rainbow. So I was just cruising along. And I got that same pond. I got to see a ton of bait in there today, which I was shocked about. I wonder what kind of bait it is. It's not smelt for sure. But if I was to target them, I would just put a big ass shiner on a tip up or 6 tip ups, and that'll ignore the perch. The perch will ignore it mainly. The rainbows won't be able to eat it, and that's your best bet for catching bass in that style pond. I mean, there's also weed lines. So if you go out to that pond, there's kind of like a weed line that comes out. Check on Google Earth; it's pretty accurate. So let's change that to 2024. Target them in Colchester and South Hero VT. We have drones, GoPros, underwater cams if you want to film in the future. Yeah, I'd love to do a pike video. Get on a big gator. I used to fish. I used to live in Vermont. I used to ice fish Colchester quite a bit. Caught a couple pike in that. There's I think it's called Colchester Pond. Yeah, Colchester Pond is loaded with pike. But last time I was there, I saw a bunch of people from overseas taking every pike that they could get. So I don't know how that fishery is still doing. JK14. Yeah, send me well, Woods and Weeds and I can figure something out if either Mallets freezes or any of those places freeze. I'm sure Colchester Pond will freeze, but that's a long trip up there. And I'm trying to focus the channel more on lake trout this year because that's how I make a lot of my business, a lot of my money. But I could also have one video blow up because of whatever reason, which I'm still trying to do. Yeah, the sandbar. Have I fished the sandbar? I have not. I know I have ice fished part of the sandbar, but not the whole thing. He should troll what doesn't. No, you don't troll for pike. That's boring. Yeah, I mean all those spots have to freeze, and I should get out there. My goal was to go with Ryan back up to Champlain in the fall, which we did by accident 2 years ago, and catch a bunch of pike on the fly rod because people love that kind of stuff. Nice. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of places up in northern New Hampshire that are on the Connecticut River. Some of the not oxbows, but setbacks as they call them, freeze. People already were catching them earlier this year, but after the Connecticut River is probably ripping right now. There ain't no way. There's ice on it right now. No way, no how. And we're only going to do this live chat till about 9 o'clock. And then I got to finish this thumbnail, and then I got to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow. and I'm gonna ship one order out tomorrow. Everybody's being quiet, before holidays. You're not gonna, if you order something now, you're definitely not gonna get it before Christmas. So it's just how the mail system works. Yeah, actually, I almost stopped at Moore Dam today. I drove past it. There was floating ice that was like blown into the cove. I'm like, maybe I should go step on it. And I said, you know what? I don't feel like getting wet today, so I didn't. But it looked like it was maybe standable, but mostly open water. See, even I'm looking at weather where I grew up. It's literally staying above freezing all next week. It's just freaking crazy, guys. This is just driving me nuts. Yeah, it probably is blowing out. And I'm hoping to do some more ice camping this year. And I might actually do, who the hell knows? Like, if we don't have good ice throughout the year, I don't. Here's a question for you guys. What would you watch me do if there wasn't safe ice in the month of January? What do you want to watch? Odds of Sebago freezing this year? I don't know. That's a maybe. I mean, it froze last year for, I don't know, like a week or two. And there was, 5 inches of ice, and somebody walked all the way out there and caught a bunch of Lakers? Monster pike. Yeah, pike are fun just because they go up screaming. And you can use 6 lines, so you can actually really do some damage out there. I have ice fished Lake Carmi once, and it's before they put the bubbler system in there. Group prayer for I'm praying for ice in February or January, actually. Tomorrow would be nice. John, Woods and Weeds Outdoors, I think he hopped off the call, but he has fished it for walleye before and caught a couple. I caught one years ago. It was like this big. Didn't even make a video. So winning this year, fishing life, HG. I'll get you on some sharks next year. Yeah, man, let's make it happen. And I don't know everybody's tag name, but just send me a DM, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. But yeah, I know there is walleye in Carmi. I know there's another Chittenden Reservoir. I don't know if you can ice fish it in Vermont, but that also has walleye in it. They just stocked more in, I think. Check the regulations. I just know there's walleye in there. I don't know if you can do it, but I've heard of people catching them on the Connecticut River like 2 years ago, and I was ice fishing it. Actually, last year. I released so many videos, guys. I mean, as of right now, my channel, I have 995 videos. That's including shorts. So there's a bunch of shorts in there. I've been doing this for quite a few years. Catching a Laker up in northern VT where the state record was caught. Best time to catch Lakers is through the ice because you can walk anywhere and they're in any part of the water column. What lake was the state record caught? Willoughby? Park Cove in Mass as well. Poor water quality. Yeah, I've caught a couple of walleye on the Connecticut River. Ryan's caught quite a few bass fishing out there. So here's a question for you. Who would watch some just straight up winter camping if we, I mean, the thing is, I don't know. That's not going to help me at all. I thought about adding a bunch of stuff to the channel, and every time I try to think of adding stuff to the channel, like I've actually filmed a hunting video where I didn't shoot anything, obviously, and had it posted on my channel for a while, but never released it. Just can't do everything on the channel. I gotta either focus on ice fishing, camping. Camping's a little complicated just because it's hard to stay out overnight and not aggravate my significant other, my wife. Chatterbait for the walleyes. Noisemaker. You guys might see some more boat content. I don't. Who knows about this freaking ice? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate it. I think most people think that if they're my true subscribers. The problem is, I don't know if there's a problem. I don't know if the problem is me or my account is not shadow banned. Shadow banned is not a real thing. A lot of my videos don't do well the first year. They do well the second year. So it's like it takes a while for the YouTube to find it for some reason. I will go for Splake. Fishing in branches of Bruce. How's it going, Bruce? Your chain. Yeah, I'll go for Splake if it freezes. Let's go. Tomorrow we will be filming some different content, something that has never been filmed here in New Hampshire that I can think of. 100%. And even if we catch one, you guys will be seeing a video. And here's a question. Do you like the vlog style videos where I'm filming at home and then I pack up and drive and like the whole shebang? Or do you want to see just bang them on the water and start catching fish? I like doing both. What, the video that we're doing tomorrow? Or the Splake video? Sorry, I literally have the sniffles, guys. You're probably watching an ad right now. Like vlogs better? All right. Who else likes vlogs? And I think I've put that out there before. We might as well be going for. I'll go for. I've never caught a whitefish through the ice or a period, so. Vlog it. All right, I'm vlogging it. With vlogging it, it makes it a little easier because then I'm telling a whole story, not just boat launch to boat launch. It's that you guys got to watch it all. So I'm going to tell you guys something real quick. It's very important if you're watching my content. Even if you don't have time to watch all the video, just press play and put it on mute and watch the whole thing. because the more you like, if you click on my video, watch the whole thing. Don't watch 10 minutes of it and then stop. Even if you find it like that point is where you need to stop or you don't find it entertaining, watch the whole thing. That helps me out a ton. That helps with audience retention. And there's a bunch of metrics that YouTube looks at. It's like, oh, people are like, the best thing all of you can do for me video wise, and this helps me produce content, of course. I don't care if you guys buy stuff or not. That's obviously super helpful, but give it a thumbs up, comment, and watch the video from start to finish. Just start to finish. That's it. Start to finish. Ignore the ads. Watch it start to finish. That is like huge, huge, huge. CT River whites. What do you mean whites? Yeah, watching the video entirely is really, really good because how YouTube videos are graded, they're graded on a bunch of things. They're graded on consumer, you guys, your satisfaction based on the video. If you watch it all the way, that means you like the video, or whitefish, not whites. If you watch the video all the way, you like it. If you comment, that means you like it or dislike it. It's just interaction. Thumbs up means you like it, of course. And if you click on the playlist at the end where I say like, I'll see you on one of those next videos, if you keep continuing on my channel, that helps me out a ton, because that's saying YouTube's like, oh, they want to go back and watch the same thing over and over again. This is stuff that I'm learning as I go here. I'm not an expert. I'm not, Jay Siemens and the other guys that are just going crazy. Yeah, you should see the metrics. I have my metrics open on my screen. I'm not going to show you because there's financials and stuff on there and some passcodes and stuff. But the amount of, they call it analytics, that YouTube gives me is crazy. Like I can see, I'll watch my latest video for you guys that are really interested in this kind of stuff. I can see where, so the deadly technique to fish for trout, where I use the snappers and the jaw jackers and stuff. I can see where people watch the video over again. I can see where people spike, which means they're rewatching or watching that moment over again. I can also see that people don't like my intro, or they do like my intro to the video. So whether it's me talking to the camera and saying like, "Oh, this is gonna be a good day," kind of thing. Either like that or dislike that. And I can also see where people don't like the video, where they drop off, which is usually the end for the most part. I have done some videos where people don't like that section of the video for whatever reason. So I can see all of that, and it's really hard to take all that information and then try to make a better video when I'm doing something that's not under my control completely, because I can't control when I'm always good to fish. If I was just an OF person where I'm just sitting there doing whatever, and I can control my environment more, it'd be a lot easier, but I'm not. Got about 9 more minutes and then we'll drop off here, but thank you guys for tuning in. And next week, I promise we'll have at least a guest on. Either Ryan will be on, or I'll find, there's a couple other YouTubers that I chat with on a regular basis that I'd like to chat with more, actually, to get to some different metrics and stuff like that. Learn some other stuff from other YouTubers, because everybody's channel is slightly different. It's kind of like your news feed on TikTok and stuff. All of that stuff's different depending on your audience. But last year, you guys wanted to see more ice camping video. Yeah, collaboration videos are a win-win. I had a plan to collaborate with, I think, 2 people last year, and just because of crap ice, it just didn't work out. So nothing I can do about that. I collaborated with a smaller YouTuber this summer in the boat. We're 2 different parties completely. I also plan on doing a ice fishing for carp video this winter if we have ice. At this point, I don't think it's going to happen, but we shall see. Yeah, people love the ice camping videos. I'm going to try to get out and get some ice fishing camping videos, and I might actually do. I have a crazy video idea. Let me shoot it past you. I probably could have done it a couple weeks ago while there was ice. And I saw somebody do a video like this, and it went crazy, mainly because there was a girl involved in it. My plan was to canoe down a river with all my ice fishing gear, hop out, hike in, ice fish a pond, hop back in the canoe, and pedal out. Now that sounds like it's crazy, and that's because it is. But it might be possible. I don't know. I have a pond in mind. I don't think there's any fish in it, though. If there is, they're like holdover. I'll ask Ryan if he thinks there's fish in there or not. But it was like chocolate brown because it's off of a river that just got flooded. So that was one idea. I also had another idea. I have my family has not a bunch of land, but some land that I could go a little like take the snow dog on the snow, like snowmobile trail wise, set up camp on it, or literally just camp on. And I camped on a crappie pond last year, and you guys loved that video, so, or the internet loved that video. About 60% of people last year wanted more ice camping videos, so I'm gonna try to do more of that. It'd be great if I could do it once a week. It's just really hard to do that with a family. And I want to go do it during a blizzard because that makes great content. And I went out in the crazy wind last year and had to take my tent down like 25-mile-an-hour wind, and that was not fun. I'm hoping that video is doing well this year. I haven't checked. I changed the thumbnail around. Nope, still not doing well. Try to do a Joe Holland style, like super long video. I didn't want to work. Yeah, carp through the ice is gonna be tricky. I know someone who targets carp. He's a guide that guides for carp in Massachusetts mainly. So it'd be interesting to see how he can help. He already made up some bait for us, but the pond is in south of me, and I'm in Manchester area, so it's gonna be a while before that freezes. But if we just have a few days of teener days, like 17, 18 degrees, we'll gain a couple inches of ice like that if there's no wind involved. That's the problem. And there's only a couple of videos out there of stuff through the ice, carp through the ice. And I'm sure I'll get flack from the carp community, but we'll see. But everybody gives everybody crap. I have a couple of people on Facebook that have been giving me a religious hard time about promoting being on unsafe ice and blah, 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 blah. I'm not promoting being on unsafe ice. I'm literally just going fishing with all my safety gear on, mind you. Yeah, I don't think they're very active in the wintertime. I know a lot of people catch them like early spring and like that kind of stuff. But I just saw some underwater drone footage of them like kind of like just sleeping. I don't think they're very, very active. Yep. I don't know if that was carp or burbot. No, burbot kind of move quite around a lot. I get people messaging me left and right. Yeah, they are not active but can be caught. Yeah, so that's the plan. I've seen the video of somebody catch them. So got a couple more minutes here, and then we will head off the call, and I'll see you guys next week. I will try to work with one of the guys from Maine and get them on, and try to do a double thing. So I'm gonna try to do screen him here and me here, so you guys don't have to switch back and forth like we did on the last call. I think I found a way around that. So that's the plan. I have 5 people messaging me. So people don't realize is like I get messages all day long, especially this time of year, like how's the ice, how's the ice, how's the ice, how's the ice. I will tell you some information. I had someone actually message me on my Bendit fishing page, which is like a business page on Facebook, and then get mad at me and then ignore me and then block me because I didn't tell them where I was fishing. Like, don't be like that. Come on. Merry Christmas to you guys too. And I will try to release something on Christmas Day. That's my plan. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for it because I try to premiere those things, but I will probably try to premiere it or try to release it tonight. Actually, the thumbnail to be premiered on Christmas Day at like probably 7, 8 o'clock time. Yep, Merry Christmas, everybody, and I will see you guys next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in.